Chapter 39. A Matter of Hours. Father, Father, can you forgive me? The man on his knees raised his head. Forgive you, my son? Forgive you? My dear boy, there's have never been in my heart a thought of anything but love and sympathy. Pain there has been, I can't deny, but it has helped me to know what you've suffered. I understand it now, my boy. I understand it all, for I too have felt it. But when I first knew, even beneath all the hurt, I was glad to know, I mean. It's a father's right to suffer with his child, my son. It hurts most when the secret stood between us, and I could not enter into your life, but I understand that too. I can understand why you couldn't tell me. I too came away from because I wasn't strong enough. I thought it would be easier for you if you didn't know, said the son as he lay on his bed. I'm sorry now. I'm glad that you do know. But I must tell you all about it just the same. I must tell you myself, you see, so that it'll all be clear and straight when I go. He turned his eyes to the picture on the wall. When you go? Howard laid his hand upon the gray head. Yes, Father, I'm going. It was an accident, but it was a kindness. It will be much better this way, only I'm sorry for you, Father. I thought I could save you from all this. I intended to slip away quietly without your ever knowing, but when Pete said that Dr. Coughlin was here, I couldn't go without the little doctor came forward. Oh, I'm a fool, Howard. An old fool, blast it all. No business to go poking into this, no business at all. Daniel, he would have sent if he had need of me. Ought to have known old native can give me lessons on being a gentleman every time. Blast it all, what's wrong, Howard? Did you get hurt? I'm here now, I might as well be useful. Indeed, Doctor, it's right that you did come. You'll be of such a help to Father. You can help us both, just as you always have done. Will you excuse us, Father, while Dr. Coughlin looks at this thing on my side? The physician arranged the light so that it shone full upon the man on the bed, and then carefully removed the bandage from the ugly wound in the artist's side. Dr. Coughlin looked very grave. When did this happen, Howard? I can't exactly tell. You see, I thought at first I could get along with Pete to help, and I did for a week, I suppose. And then things didn't go so well. A fever come, I think, and then for she came. He turned his eyes towards the picture again, and then I lost track of all the time. It was night of the 18th. Father will know. That's 2 weeks, muttered the physician. A low exclamation came from the shepherd. It was you. It was you who brought the horses to the ranch that night. The artist smiled gravely. Well, the officers, they saw me and thought that I was one of the men they wanted. It's all right, though. The old scholar instinctively lifted his hands and looked at them. He remembered the saddle, wet with blood. Making a careful examination, the doctor asked more questions, and when he had finished and had successfully replaced the bandages, the wounded man asked, What about it, Dr. Coughlin? The kind-hearted physician jerked out a volley of scientific words and phrases that meant nothing, and busied himself with medicine case. When his patient had taken the medicine, the doctor watched him for a few minutes and then asked, Are you feeling any stronger, Howard? The artist nodded. Tell me the truth now, doctor. I know that I'm going, but how long do I got? Wait a minute first. Where's Pete? Come here, my boy. The lad drew near. Father? Mr. Howard seated himself by the bed. You'll be strong, Father. We're ready now, Dr. Coughlin. Yes, tell us, David, said the shepherd, his voice steady. The physician spoke.
Well, matter of hours, I would say. 24, perhaps, not more. Not more.
There's no possible chance, David, asked the shepherd. Again, the little doctor took refuge behind a broadside of scientific terms before replying.
No, it's not possible.
A groan slipped from the bearded lips of the father, and the artist looked at the picture and smiled. And Pete looked wonderingly from face to face. Oh, poor father, said the artist. One more thing, doctor. Can you keep my strength up for a while?
Well, reasonably well. Reasonably well, I could, Howard.
I'm so glad of that because there's much to do before I go. There's so much that I gotta do first, and I need you both to help me. End of chapter 39.